Hi, I'm Professor Bernadette McCabe, Principal Scientist at the Centre for Agricultural Engineering at the University of Southern Queensland. I'm lead researcher for the project looking to advance regional agri-food waste valorisation. We're working with Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprises Food Leaders Australia and the Toowoomba Regional Council to identify business opportunities in the intensive agriculture, food processing and municipal waste industries in the Toowoomba region. The project will review technologies available and gaps identified for processing organic waste and develop a strategy to increase the processing of municipal organics. To kick off this project, we recently held a stakeholder workshop here at USQ. The purpose of the workshop was to identify key stakeholders and value chain participants that could supply feedstock and the identification of markets for high value products such as energy and solid or liquid biofertiliser. One of the outcomes of the project is to undertake a feasibility study of business opportunities to inform future detailed investigations and investment under the Fight Food Waste CRC over the next 8 years. The project aims to gather information on the nature, quantity, existing waste management practice to understand the overall organic waste stream situation in the Toowoomba region. This information will be utilised to identify potential beneficial uses of waste and inform investment attraction activities to promote the opportunity to potential investors. The target sectors for mapping are municipal organic waste via Toowoomba Regional Council and the intensive livestock and related food processing industries.
TSBE has been operating for many years now to find new opportunities for our region. And one of the opportunities that continuously got brought up to our attention was how do we deal with the waste that happens here within our community. Many of our members and many of our stakeholders in the community were looking at their waste really siloed within their own businesses, and we thought there was a need to take this conversation to a whole of community space and look at the best technology globally, look at what was happening here with our region as a status quo and where could we get to. The big part of this for us is to attract the new innovation and new investment to deal with our waste streams in the best possible way around climate change initiatives, around circular economy, but also for commercial gain for our members and our businesses. We're really excited to be here with USQ, with the Food Waste CRC and with the Toowoomba Regional Council to make sure that collaboratively, as a coalition of the willing, we can drive change in the way that we deal with our waste sector here and ideally lead the way for Queensland, Australia and ideally internationally as to how communities come together to drive a real change in the waste sector. As I said, this is really around driving circular economy principles to get benefits of climate change and carbon emissions while finding commercial opportunities.
Hi, I'm Peter Harris, a postdoctoral research fellow with the Centre for Agricultural Engineering. We've recently commenced a component of research working closely with Toowoomba Regional Council, where we are assisting in the development of an organics business plan. The Regional Agri-Food Waste Project is fundamentally a cost-saving exercise, but on a deeper level it represents a step forward in environmental and food waste responsibility and custodianship. The introduction of the landfill levy in Queensland has created a significant cost burden on councils. While the state government has provided a grace period on this levy, it won't last forever and the cost will be passed on to the ratepayers. The diversion of organic waste from landfill is critical to this project. Organic material in landfill breaks down to release toxic leachate and harmful greenhouse gas emissions. Leachate pollutes groundwaters and waterways and has been responsible for algal blooms and fish kills. Greenhouse gas emissions, particularly the methane emitted from rubbish tips, are powerful drivers of climate change. These emissions can continue for over 50 years with only 20 years suitable for landfill gas projects. This is where we come on board. We're working with Toowoomba Regional Council to deliver informed opportunities to transform the curbside waste collection systems and food waste management systems that are currently in place to deliver both a reduction in costs through waste diversion from landfill, while simultaneously capitalising on circular economy principles and converting this waste to valuable outputs, including energy, heat and fertiliser, in what could be considered a true reflection of one man's waste is another man's treasure. To achieve this, we're conducting techno-economic feasibility assessments on several tried and tested technologies, matching feedstock to technology to deliver a suitability-based solution to support council in reducing landfill costs and greenhouse gas emissions, curb reliance on fossil fuels and subsequent greenhouse gas emissions, and improve energy security and hopefully pass on some savings to the ratepayers.
So Toowoomba Regional Council is one of the three main partners associated with the CRC project. So Toowoomba Regional Council, obviously we are the main collector and disposer of of waste in the region, particularly the domestic waste. We also do collect some commercial industrial waste, but that's largely done by the private sector. So in relation to waste collection, our waste is broadly categorised as either landfilled or recyclable and recoverable. So there's a few main drivers that got us interested in this project and wanting to be a part of it. The first relates to state waste targets. So by 2025, the Queensland Government has a target for all landfills or all local government areas to have a 55% diversion rate from landfill. At the moment, Toowoomba Regional Council, we achieve about 25 to 30% in our collections, in our curbside bins. So obviously there's a big improvement that we need to make, and this is an opportunity to potentially look at some opportunities there. Secondly is the waste levy. So the waste levy's come into place in the last 18 months or so, and that's created a large incentive for us to look at alternatives from landfill. So currently we pay around about $5 million a year in levy to the state government. At the moment, that's offset by prepayment that we receive from the state government to offset the cost of the domestic waste that's received. So householders haven't yet seen any cost impact of this. In about 18 months' time, that prepayment will disappear. So we've got that sort of time frame to look at opportunities to reduce the cost impact on our residents. And one big way of doing that is in relation to organic waste. So we know that in our red bins, we've got about 29% that is food, and another 16% that is green waste. So that's a total of 45% of what goes into our bins. There's a potential to remove that from landfill, and that there's a big cost incentive to do that because of the levy. The third driver for us is our collection contract with our collector expires at the end of June 2023. So that gives us a time frame. We're looking to hopefully start an organic service from the 1st of July 2023. So that provides a time frame there for us to work with. In relation to this project, Toowoomba Regional Council, obviously we have a quantity of material ourselves that can be processed, but this project really allows us to look at what other people are in the market in terms of agricultural and manufacturing sectors and what products they can bring in that might add value, add scale, and different technologies that might be suitable, or a range of technologies. So what this project really does is combine the municipal waste with agricultural and manufacturing wastes to look at what the total waste stream might present in terms of opportunities for this region. So that's really where Toowoomba Regional Council is in this project, and why we're supportive, very, very keen to support the project going forward.
The Toowoomba region boasts a rich and diverse agricultural and food processing sector. The mapping of the region's agricultural and municipal organic waste will identify significant opportunities for industry to divert food waste from landfill and encourage further recycling of agricultural organic waste from the region.